All right, we are back another pick'em video. Going to be going over my favorite plays for the NBA today. I was seeing some value, some early value, and I thought might as well get the video out there as soon as possible so you guys can take advantage of that. Now you do see the loss up here. I'm very transparent in terms of my picks that I give you guys. I show them every single day. I don't think a lot of people do that. I'll show you guys if I go 0 for 5, if I go 5 for 5, and we've been on an absolute tear. So one of these days was bound to happen sooner or later. But again, I walk through my plays every single time, pretty quickly. But if you're new to this channel, definitely go ahead and subscribe. We rip out daily content like this every single day. Leave the video a like so more people can see it, and then comment anything down below. It just tells YouTube to push this video out a little bit more. And we are attacking some early value coming out at around 2:30 a.m. here. So if you want a follow-up video, if any of these lines are moved or taken off the board, tomorrow or today could be a day that we go and attack some fantasy scores or some free throw lines or some dunk lines later in the day with another video. So just let me know. I know I would never say this, but let's try to get this video to 100 likes. That would be awesome. And let's go over these plays and jump into the board. So Rudy Gobert and Lauri Markkanen were our hits. They pretty much soared over. Lauri got there, Jess got there, but Gobert killed this line. Colin Sexton, I know, is a very popular play on the day for good reason. He'd been hitting this line very consistently. Going up against Brooklyn, a team that he'd hit this line before on, and ends up just shooting 1 for 10 from the field. Never really got anything going. And that's sports. He just didn't have it tonight and didn't even come close to this PRA. So that one, unfortunate there. Trey Jones, I like this line a lot. His lines were he was getting assists, he was getting rebounds taken away throughout the game. He would have 11 RA, then he would have 10, then he had 12, and then he had 11. There were a lot of stat corrections for him, but long story short, he didn't get there for us in a game that was pretty entertaining to watch, actually. And Washington ended up pulling that one out. And then Donovan Mitchell, I'll wear that one on my chest for sure. He's really good at home. I should have seen that one coming. And also the Clippers, Paul George is on a minutes limit. They're kind of banged up just in terms of not having Paul George on the court there as much as he typically is. That's just a read that I should have probably had a little bit better grasp on. But 2 for 3, 2 for 5. Not the end of the world. But again, super excited about some of these plays on the board right now. So let's jump into it. We're going to be using Outlier and DG Fantasy for our tools. If you want access to any of those tools, definitely hit my links in the description. You'll get a free trial for Outlier, and you will get 25% off your first month for DG Fantasy. But the first guy we're going to be talking about is going to be Dante DiVincenzo. We're going to check him out on Outlier, see his hit rate is not good at all. But the biggest thing here is there's no Julius Randle, potentially no OG Anunoby again, even though I think OG is going to play. But let's just go to his points and assist line. Points and rebounds line. We're going to be going over here, and I'll tell you why as we see it. But let's pull up his page on Outlier really quick. 23.5 points and rebounds. And we're seeing a whole lot of green, but we'll switch this to the over. A whole lot of red. And pretty much the whole season he's been red. Only gone over this in 5 games. But again, no Julius Randle is the biggest thing here. He has like a dislocated shoulder or something. Did not look good. He'll probably be out for a while. And OG missed yesterday's game too. So it's good to see that yesterday he did crush this line. He had 28 and 6. The biggest thing for Dante DiVincenzo is he going to hit his threes? Is he going to take a whole lot of threes? And yesterday he shot 15 3-pointers. So that's the biggest thing for me. He shot 5 of 15 from 3, and he's going up against the Utah Jazz, which gives up a whole bunch of points, but they also give up a ton of threes. So in terms of 3-pointers made, I know I'm hopping all over the place. In terms of 3-pointers made, they're ranked 28th, so they give up a bunch of threes, 14.1 per game. So that's great to see. If Dante had a 3-point line, I'd probably just go to that. He just doesn't have one right now, and it is funny to see. So we were looking at that points and rebounds line, which is what we're going to. So points and rebounds at 23.5. He's only gone over this in 5 of 47 games, but one of those games this year was against the Utah Jazz. So that's cool to see. And he had 4 3-pointers in that game. So it's very contingent on his threes. And I'm liking his chances to shoot a whole bunch of them tomorrow. Again, especially with Randall out of the game, that's a whole bunch of usage to go to other players, and Dante stepped up. So really, really liking his potential for tomorrow, even though his hit rate looks horrible. So Dante over 23.5. Again, you're going to see it's popping up at 24.5. That's another reason we're going to this line. Let's go to DG Fantasy. If you don't know what this does, it's showing us market value. It's showing us, hey, these are the lies on PrizePicks. And you can get an edge by seeing that these other markets out here have different lines or lines that are higher or things like that. So it just points those out to you, and it's a good starting point to start your research. Again, if you're interested in DG Fantasy, 25% off your first month if you use my code. I use it every single day along with Outlier to make my picks. So Dante DiVincenzo over 23.5, 53.64% chance to hit is pretty solid. And it's just because every other book has this at 24.5. So we're getting a little bit of a discount here. Again, we saw the hit rate's not amazing, but I love the matchup. And with Randall out, this is looking really solid. So lastly, let's go to our projections model over at RotoWire. This tool is completely free. If you guys want access to this, just hit my link in the description. Again, it just lets them know that I sent you there. It'll probably ask you to sign up for a free 2-day thing. Just go ahead and put your email in, and you'll get access to all of their stuff for 2 days. And then again, this is just free all the time. So they have a projections model that shows pick'em sites where they have its sites or where they have their lines. It does show hit rate, although it's not as in-depth as Outlier, obviously. But again, the biggest thing is the projection model. So let's go look at Dante, see what they're projecting for tomorrow. And we're seeing 23.5. They're projecting on the over here. They're projecting 25.48. So love to see that. Everything is pointing towards the right direction. And again, very contingent on his threes. And I think he shoots a whole lot of them and just got to knock him down. So Dante is going to be our first play. And next up, we're going to be going to Coby White. It's kind of similar. We're going to a similar line at 30.5 points and rebounds, but we're going under here. And again, very contingent on his three-pointers. Going up against Toronto, who doesn't allow a whole bunch of three-pointers, I like the under here. But let's check out what his hit rate's been and talk through it like that. So Coby, let's pull him up, 30.5 points and rebounds right here. In terms of the last 5 games, he has gone, we're on the under. He has gone under this in only 50% of them. But on the whole year, it's a 77% hit rate. Now, I know he's getting a whole bunch of more minutes without Zach LaVine here. So we can go ahead and take Zach LaVine out of the equation. So this will be showing games without Zach LaVine, and it's still at 68% hit rate. So in terms of hit rate, this is looking really solid, especially the last 10 games or so. He's done it in 80% of the last 10. He's gone under this. And he's shooting the ball not as much as he used to be. In terms of field goals, I guess never mind. He's maybe in terms of threes, that's what I meant. His three-pointers are going down. That's the whole thing we were talking about. In terms of field goals, he's shooting very, very consistently. That's like one of the most consistent lines I've ever seen. But the games he's going over, he's shooting ridiculous percentages. This is one of the games he went over 71%. So he really has to have a very good shooting night to get over this line. And it's a good matchup going against Toronto that doesn't allow a whole bunch of threes. So not only are they trending in the wrong direction in terms of the amounts that he takes, but he hasn't been making them as well either. So again, he could have a great night shooting and this could burn us. But I love the hit rate. And in terms of three-pointers made, which are a big reason why he goes over this line, let's go see what the Raptors give up. In terms of overall three-pointers made, they're ranked 14th, but to point guards, they're ranked 2nd. So this is on the over. That's why it's turning red. They're ranked 2nd. So that's green now. They only give up 2.4 three-pointers to the point guard position. So loving this spot for Coby to stay under. And again, he could still get 3 three-pointers. So that's not the end of the world, but it's about the points. It's about the rebounds. 30.5 is a pretty high line. So Coby White on the under 30.5 is looking pretty good. But let's go check out the odds. Are we getting good market value? And hint, we are. So let's go to Coby White. Again, I think he was just propped up right there. On the over assist, 5.5 popping up. So if you're a big Coby White fan and you want to attack some Coby White lines, I suggest going over on the 5.5. They like that. But points and rebounds are on the under, 54.818% chance to hit. They're giving it. And that's because everywhere else has this at 29.5. And Fliff has this at 29.5 and favored to go under that still. So again, definitely some great market value. The hit rate looks great, the matchup and everything. Let's go to our last data point. We're going to be going to our projection model. Let's find Coby White. And they are loving this on the under as well. They're projecting 28.13. So they'll love to see that. Points and rebounds right here. Again, we're going to get 30.5. They're very much projecting the under. So those are our first 2 plays. We're going to be talking about one more, but really, really liking these first 2. Next up, though, let's go to Scotty Barnes. I'm going to be going under his 7.5 rebounds. This one is a scary one just because I know basketball. I know Scotty Barnes is capable of getting this line, especially with all their injuries. And you'd think that after trading OG Anunoby, after trading Pascal Siakam, he'd be getting a whole bunch of rebounds because those guys went out and got a few. But since that trade, this hit rate has been incredible on the under. So let's go check them out, kind of see where we're at. Then we'll look at the market value and things like that. But let's go to Scotty, see what he's been doing since that trade has happened. And again, I think you guys are going to start really liking this one. So 80% of the last 10, like I kind of just said, he's been under this. Some of these games only grabbing 3 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 4 rebounds. So not even really close. He needs 8 to hurt us, and he's capable of doing that for sure. 41% of the games he's gone under this for the whole season. And you see a whole bunch of red early on in the season. But again, been very green since that trade. And it doesn't make sense to me why he's only getting, 6, 4, 5 rebounds. But he is. So I like this spot. Again, they're dealing with a whole bunch of injuries without Quickly, without RJ Barrett now. The new guys say Jakob Pertl is also a game time decision. I think he will play. So that might be actually good if Pertl comes in here and steals some rebounds. But they didn't have Quickly or RJ or Pertl last game, and he only had 4 rebounds against Atlanta. So they give up a whole bunch of rebounds. Atlanta does too. So a little bit better matchup here going up to Chicago, very middle of the road. Again, Atlanta gives up a whole bunch of rebounds, and he only had 4 last time against them with all the injuries. So I like this on the under, and the odds are loving this one as well. Let's go find Scotty Barnes. We're seeing 7.5 rebounds, 53.55% chance to go under. They're giving it. Everywhere else, this is 7.5, but again, very much juiced. Minus 138 on FanDuel, minus 130 on DraftKings, 7.5, minus 135 on BetMGM. So across the board, very much juiced on the under here. So we are getting great market value. Now, I do want to point out for this line, if it's not feeling right, don't go to it. Maybe it's a gut feeling for you, but it is something that I'm playing. The projector model does not like this one. They're actually projecting 9.62 rebounds for him. And again, that makes more sense to me just logically. But I definitely got to attack this market value, this hit rate recently since the trade. And again, I'm really liking it. Besides the projection model going against me here, so that'll be our third play. I definitely say these top 2 are my favorites, but can't ignore the value we're getting on this Scotty line. So just to recap for anyone that just skips the end of the video, you shouldn't do that, but this is for you. Dante DiVincenzo over 23.5 points and rebounds. Again, no Randall. He had the ball in his hands a lot against Charlotte, and another great matchup, especially for 3-pointers going up against Utah. Then we got Kobe White under 30.5 points, rebounds. Toronto does not give up a whole bunch of 3-pointers, especially to the point guard position. So going under on Kobe here. And then Scotty Barnes under 7.5 rebounds. We just talked about him. So hopefully you guys heard that. But that will do it for this one. Again, we're attacking some early value. So if you guys want a follow-up video, definitely let me know in the comments down below, especially if all these get bumped, which they probably will just because we're attacking some great market value. And then also, if you guys want access to the Discord, to the premium Discord, you can get access for 2 months for free if you sign up using my code to Underdog, to Chalkboard, to Sleeper, or to DG Fantasy. You could also sign up for my code using for Outlier or for OddsJam. You just have to wait for that free trial to go through. Again, the free trials are awesome to be able to see if you even want to use them. You just do have to watch or finish out those free trials, and then I'll get you into that club for free for 2 months. So just hit me up in the DMs on Discord if you guys do that. We had an interesting day in the Discord. Again, we saw the video picks weren't amazing yesterday, but I post all my slips there, and we ended up having a Jokic line discount pop up, and we definitely had a great time over there. I should have put these guys into a 5-man because I ran it out with 5 different plays, and they all hit. So John Collins dunks line. We had Giannis over 1.5 first quarter assists. We had Brooke Lopez over first half fantasy score. We were all over the place with these. This is very much thanks to Outlier's new update, by the way. We had Devin Vassell over 27.5 PRA. And then we had Domantas Sabonis over 10.5 first half assists. So definitely check out the Discord. We had a lot of people join today, and super excited for more people to join. And again, 2 months free. You can't really beat that. All you got to do is use one of my codes to sign up, and just DM me to let me know. So that about wraps things up. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.